Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna. Good morning, friends. Today we'll be discussing about the Kaulava Karana. Kaulava Karana can happen in your Janma Kundli also, in your birth chart also. It can happen in the transit also, like as a daily Muhurta. So there are 11 types of Karanas. Karana is basically half the Tithi. So every Tithi, if you divide into half, there like in a month there are 30 Tithis out. So basically 60 Karanas. And these 11 types of Karanas, they basically happen throughout these 60 times. Okay. So out of the 11 Karanas, 4 are Sthir Karanas, and the remaining 7 is the Char Karana, or the movable Karanas. And the Sthir Karanas, they are generally considered inauspicious. The movable Karanas, they are considered auspicious, except one of them, which is Vishti, that we'll cover later. Today's topic is the Kaulava Karana. Okay. Now, with the study of Karana, what all questions you can get answered? Let us go over it. Like what you should expect out of this podcast. So basically, Karana is one of the 5 limbs in the Panchanga. Panchanga represents the 5 limbs of time. You can say the 5 qualities of time, because every time moment has a quality. The moment that you are born, that has a quality. The moment right now when you're listening to this, it has a quality. And these qualities, they are governed by these 5 limbs. Okay, which is the yoga, tithi, nakshatra, vara, and karana. Okay. Out of all the other elements, Karana represents Karya Siddhi. Okay. Karya Siddhi means the success in the undertaking. What is the final result of any activity? Likewise, Nakshatras, they represent how many obstacles you will receive, how many obstacles you will have to face while doing a particular task. Vara represents what is the longevity of your task, how long it will remain. Yoga represents the recovery from the health. It also represents whether you will get support from other people or not. Tithi represents how many resources you will generate out of this activity, how much wealth you will generate out of the activity. But Karana, it represents whether you will be successful in it or not, because not every activity is associated with the wealth. Okay, not everything you do for money. There are a lot of other things which are non-monetary, and those things, if you perform during the auspicious Karana, you will get good results. Element wise, it represents the earth element. Okay, so basically which type of activity will be successful? So every karana has certain qualities. So if you align your activity according to the karana, the activities which are conducive to that particular karana, then you will basically be successful. So that we'll study, like which type of activity will be successful during Kaulava Karana. When will I get knowledge to achieve the purpose of my life? So everyone is born with a purpose in the life, but to achieve that purpose, okay, you need to have certain skills. So at what point of time you will get those skills, that we'll study using karana. What is the style of working? So based on the karana type, how is your working style? What is your personality, especially from your work style? What are the good omens denoting success? If on the way you find certain omens, certain nimittas, then those represent success. So with the karanas, you can find out how to increase the chances of success and what is your personality during the work. Okay. So with all these questions in our mind, let's deep dive into the podcast. So this is about, first of all, to study in the nature of any element in the Jyotisha. You should understand the nature of the Devata. There is a Devata associated with every aspect, every Tithi, every Nakshatra, every Vara, every planet. So even or the D60 chart, everything is associated with certain deity. So likewise, the Kaulava Karana, it is associated with the Mitra Devata. Okay, Mitra is one of the Aditya out of 12 Adityas. Mitra is the Aditya. He is the son of Aditi. He is known in the mythology to basically be one who did a lot of penance, um, to to bring the tensions in the world down. So basically, to bring down the tensions in the world, the anxiety in the world. So basically, for the selfless purpose, Mitra Aditya, he did the penance, and this quality will be there in the person. Okay, that we'll see when we go to the auspicious work during this time. We'll see that Mitra Aditya is associated with making treaties, okay, making social gatherings, bringing two parties together and coming to a conclusion, coming to a common agreement. That agreement basically brings down a lot of tension. You may see in the old ancient times there are two group of people, they're battling with each other, but when you get them to treaty, there will basically peace in the region. So that work of bringing two parties together and getting to the peace, getting to a common agreement, that is the task of Mitra. So that way basically his intention is to bring down the anxiety which is prevailing in the world. Okay, he's also about the social gathering. So we'll see in the next slide. So what are the qualities associated with Mitraditya? First of all, okay, let's look at the posture first. Okay, so every Karana has a posture like sleeping, standing, sitting. So standing is the highest order. That means the extent of result will be highest during the standing posture. Okay, so with the Kaulava Karana, the result will be of the highest order. The degree will be highest. The offering that we can make to Mitraditya is the coarse grain. So not the broken grains like as in suji or atta. Not that. The whole grain should be the offering to Mitraditya. And and the weapon is sword. So weapon for Mitraditya is the sword. Um, so if you have to worship Mitraditya, you can worship him in the form of Surya. If you do morning oblations to Surya, you can while giving the oblations, while giving the jal to Surya, you can chant Om Ghrani Mitraditya Namaha, Om Ghrani Mitraditya Namaha, Om Ghrani Mitraditya Namaha. That will basically appease the Mitraditya if he is the Lord of Karana. You are born in the Kaulava Karana in your chart, or if on that particular day when you are going to perform the activity, the auspicious activity, whatever is your undertaking, on that day, if you worship him, it will bring the success, the chances of success, increase the chances of success in your life. Okay. Now, based on the quality of Mitraditya, one can basically judge what all qualities will be there in the person. Okay, some qualities have been denoted as green, some as the red. So basically, the person will have good conveyance. Okay, he'll be interested in having good conveyance, good cars, luxury cars. He'll be a diligent worker. So just like Mitraditya, he did a penance, he did a tapasya to basically to fulfill his goal. So in the same way, these people, they will be very diligent in whatever undertakings they do. They'll basically be interested in amusing others. Okay, so you see that when bringing two parties together, like not everything happens with a long face. Okay, you have to be jolly and you'll be very amusing kind of personality, so that you bring happiness to the people around. Okay, and that way basically bring them together. So that quality you'll see like um, these people will be able to amuse others. Secretive, now that's a red quality. So secretive and reserved. Okay. Now to basically secretive and reserved. So to bring two parties together to common conclusion, common agreement, you need to be hiding few things from other party. Like not everything is so clean and clear. Okay, you have to hide certain things from this group, you have to hide certain things from the other group, and that will bring people together. So you have to be secretive. Not if you be too open, then the agreement may not even happen. You will be reserved. You'll be bereft of happiness. Now, bereft of happiness, basically, you see when your task is basically to bring people together, uh, like in a marriage also, like the person who gets the two parties together, get them married. If anything happens after the marriage, then he is the person to blame. Okay, similarly even for the treaty also, if the person who is bringing two parties together, and then something happens, then he's the one who is basically to blame for. So that way, basically, these people will be bereft of happiness because they are looking for happiness all over the all around themselves. So they have to take the brunt of whatever happens to that treaty. Okay, they could be fickle minded also. They like they could be unstable in their decisions. That is like one quality during their work. So in their working style, you'll see that these people may become unstable, like whether to do this, whether to do that. So that will be there in these people's life. Now let's look at the um, other aspects of the Kaulava Karana. So the primary vahana for them is the primary mount is boar. Okay, it's a wild boar, and for Kaulava Karana, boar represents, you see the Varaha avatar. Varaha avatar is the wild boar, and he goes deep inside to recover the earth, recover the Vedas. So going deep into something. In the same way, if you are getting to agreement these two parties together, that means you have to go deep into the history of their conflict, their source. By just knowing the shallow level, you may not be able to bring the lasting treaty. So you go deep into something, and then going deep into something, you discover the knowledge, and with that knowledge, you try to pacify two parties. So that is your mode of working. Okay. uh, Bull, secondary mount is bull. So bull is basically the symbol of blue. First of all, bull is a very slow. Okay, he doesn't run like a horse. He's very slow, and he's associated with fruits. Okay, like um, with the help of bull, actually, that you get multiple cattle, the cattle's increases. So it's a symbol of prosperity in a way. So that will be your style of working. So basically, bring two parties together, and so that everyone is prosperous. So it is not like x plus y. It's not x plus y, it is x plus y square. It is like in Hindi we say that ek or ek 11 hota hai, not one on one is, it's not two, 1 plus 1 is 11. So that is the level of increase when you get the people together and get the work done. Like a team leader, you bring all the parties together, and then the overall result is much higher than their individual levels. Okay. In fact, in management also they say that what is the difference between a group and a team. So basically, in a group, whatever is the individual performance, the sum output of the group will be lower than their individual performance. In a group, that's a group, because everyone is individualistic, they are thinking about themselves. But for a team, the total output is way more than the individual output, because they are thinking about the common goal. They are reinforcing each other's good things. uh, Now, what all activities which are good during this karana? So if it happens to be in the transit, in the muhurta chart, then basically all the social activities where you bring people together for a common ceremony, for a common joyous moments. Okay, so this karana is very good for initiating a new friendship, for doing some social activity, for doing a treaty agreement among different parties, some joyous activities. So all these good activities you can perform during this time and expect success. The lord of this karna is planet Mars. So from Mars, what we can judge is that if in your chart, in your Vimshotri Dasha, the time of Mars is going on. Whenever the time of Mars goes on, you will basically get success. You will get the knowledge, the skills to basically fulfill the purpose of your life. So whatever purpose of your life you are born with, even though you may not have that purpose in the mind during this time, but you will basically stumble upon something, some skill. You will feel like, okay, let us see this YouTube video, let us see this, go through this tutorial. Okay, you may not have the final goal in the mind, but when you do that final goal, that time you will remember, okay, this time actually I learned this skill. So basically the time of Mars, when it comes, whatever comes in your way, whether it is intentional, unintentional, learn the skill that will be useful in fulfilling your goal of life. The weapons. Okay, so for these people, the weapon is basically the concentrated form of energy, like a laser gun. Like if you shoot by concentrating the light together at a particular frequency, when you shoot, you kill the other person. So that kind of concentrated energy, that is their power. Okay, so if they have to fight with other party, they'll have to look for this kind of weapons. Okay, now at the work style, you don't fight with lasers and all. So at the work, like at your work, it basically means the focus of mind. More you bring focus, laser focus to your activity, laser focus concentration to your work, more is the chances of success. Okay, now what age? Age is basically a mature age, like you can say around 30-35 age. Okay, and the cloth is green and the ornament is pearl. So basically, if you have to perform certain business, certain work, then look for providing service or product related to the mature people. Okay, of the age 30-35. uh, Always keep close the clothes which are green in color, or things which are green in color, that will bring out success. Always wear pearl, because pearl represents success in your chart. Okay, so work addressing mature people, work addressing pearl, any business related to pearl, that will be good for you. The river is Saraswati. So Saraswati river is basically hidden river. So you cannot go and take a dip in Saraswati river, but there is a yogic Saraswati river also. When you balance both the pranas, see, when you do the breathing from the right side, it is like Ganga, and when you do the breathing from the left side, it is like Yamuna. Okay, Ida Pingala, these two nadis are there. So when you do the alternate breathing, like Ida Pingala, like once you breathe from the right, then you exhale from the left, then you breathe from the left, exhale from the right. If you do it like almost 100 times, you will come to a point where both the pranas, they are equal in amount. They are equal inhaling, equal exhaling. At that point of time, there is a third nadi that gets activated, that is called Sushumna. And in yogic tradition, it is similar to Saraswati. So that also happens when you are very focused or very well balanced in your left and right activity. You have to be creative, as well as you have to be very outgoing. Okay, very analytical. So analytical and creative side, they both, if they work in balance, that time this Sushumna Nadi is activated. And that Sushumna Nadi, if you activate in your work, during your work, or during your meditation, that is very beneficial for you. That will basically make sure that you get success. It also aligns with the focus of mind for concentrating your energy and then doing the activity which are related to Mitraditya. So that's all about it. Thank you so much. Om Namo Narayana.